like talent shows, or like even like
Okay.
singing in front of my class. Like in first grade or like second grade, my teacher really liked my voice, so she would like take me on a tour, but at my school. So we would go to like Mr. Overstreet's class, and she would have me sing a song.
This podcast is about you and your journey in music. I did read that you
Nice.
come from a musical household.
Yes, yes. So my mom's a voice teacher, and
Okay.
she's been teaching for over like 40 years. So literally,
Wow.
she would sit us on her lap while she would be teaching voice lessons since when we were babies. She'd even rock us in our rocking chairs under the piano while she was teaching, like two kids at a time. So she
Oh,
was just a working
wow.
mom. She was like the breadwinner, and she was taking care of us. So it was along with my dad. So it was just a cool experience just to be in that music environment at so young.
Sure, sure. So obviously that's how you got into
Yeah,
music. How long or what age
yeah.
did you start singing or playing an instrument?
Um, Jeez. Oh, thanks for having me, by the way.
Oh, of
I
course.
really
Thanks for
appreciate
being
you.
here. This
Yeah,
is
thank you so
awesome.
much, man. I started. I mean, so I really took it seriously at about like 14 because I begged my parents to let me move to LA around when I was like in eighth grade, and I was like, "Mom, Dad, please let me go. I really want to do this." And so
To just to
I
pursue
just,
music?
yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
just had
wow.
such a passion. Yeah, I had such a passion for it, and I knew, I was staying in Arizona at the time, and I knew where I was. It just there wasn't much happening at the time.
Mhm.
So I was just like, oh, if I can go to LA, if I can just do my thing, and like, and just rub shoulders with some people, hopefully good things will happen. And so I'm like,
Mhm.
Mom, please, just let me go. So
Were
that's
you
kind of how that happened.
were you writing songs or performing at all prior to moving to LA?
Yeah, I was just like talent shows, or like even like
Okay.
singing in front of my class. Like in first grade or like second grade, my teacher really liked my voice, so she would like take me on a tour, but at my school. So we would go to like Mr. Overstreet's class, and she would have me sing a song, or we'd go to like Miss Carotine's class, and I'd sing like a Halloween themed song for them, or original song I wrote. So I did. I had a little fan base in my
That's
school
cool.
because my teacher
Yeah.
my teacher really just like enjoyed showing me off and stuff. So just
That's
little stuff,
rad. That's rad. When did you start writing songs? You were already writing music at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I started writing at 9.
Wow.
So
What
yeah, and
sparked
then
that?
I got the opportunity to perform at the Apollo Theater in New York when I was around like 10, and so that was like my
Wow. How
first
did that
taste. Yeah, and
happen?
it was cool. It's called amateur night. So every
Okay.
Wednesday you can go and audition, and I made the audition. And then when I went, I won the first two times because every time you win,
Oh,
you keep going to
wow.
the next round. Yeah, so that was like an eye opener, like just like, whoa, this is crazy. I kind of like this. So
Sure. Okay. So then at
yeah.
what you said 14, 15 is when you moved to LA? Your parents helped you move to LA?
Yeah. So at 14, I moved out from my parents' place, and I literally they just said, okay, go ahead and do your thing. And so I literally had to learn to kind of hustle on my own, and sell tickets to my shows. I had to figure out, okay, what kind of choreography am I going to be performing with my music? I got to create original music. I got to find a recording studio. It was all just like a thought of, man, okay, so how do I learn to grow up and be an adult? And I just had to learn. I had to take public transit. I had to ride the bike everywhere. I was so used to my parents taking me everywhere. So it was such
Hmm.
like an adjustment. It was such a 180 so quickly, but it
And
was so helpful.
did you have family there or your whole family moved?
I had one brother. I had one brother that I moved in with,
Oh, okay.
and so I had a place to stay, but I had to pay rent. So I was
Hmm.
like working in the cafeteria during lunchtime. So I couldn't hit on any of the girls during lunch. I was like trying to pay rent. So it was
Right.
really just learning how to like be in a. Sorry, there's like bats in the sky, so I'm like making
That's
sure no bats
rad.
come in and eat me while I'm here. Yeah, it's crazy, right? I was like, oh, those are nice seagulls, and like, no, those are bats. So,
That's
but
funny.
yeah,
So,
man. So
wow.
it was
Okay.
it
So
was a good
you get
time.
when you get to LA, you were what, trying to perform your own songs, or like, how do you even break
Uh-huh.
in, especially at that age?
I mean, that's what I was thinking, right? Like, how do I do this? And it was really like I had a friend in health class who, I would start singing for my health class, and he happened to have a dad who was in the industry, that really liked my voice and got me a recording session at Conway Studios. And
Okay.
so, and just because he was my friend, he was like, "Man, like I want to help you out," So it was really just like like a shot in the dark, like just trying to do the best I could with what I had,
Hmm.
and I feel like I got lucky, I got lucky and was able to pursue it and rub some shoulders with some good people who appreciated good talent.
That's awesome. And then you ended up writing with some Grammy Award winning people, or like, tell me what was the
Yeah,
next phase of your
yeah.
career?
So as that all went on, it just kind of led to this door, to that door, as I continued to hustle in my freshman year in high school. And I happened to get into some circles with people who were Grammy Award winning producers, songwriters, who had like were working with Rihanna and Lady Gaga and different people like that, JoJo, in which actually engineered a session for her, but it was just because I was in the room. Like
Wow.
I literally just like became a studio rat. So every time like I had to like, there were certain things that I gave up so I could do music, like sports, because you got to really commit to sports in the evenings. I was like, you know
Sure.
what, I just want to go to the studio and be a studio rat. So that's exactly what I did, and
Okay.
and hung around people who made me, who helped make me greater than I was. If I and I probably wasn't that great, but because I was hanging out with them, it just taught me to be better and to be great.
Sure. And when do you start your solo project?
So, sheesh, man. So like, I literally started my solo project like maybe like 10 months ago,
Oh, wow.
because
Very
I
new.
was yeah. So because I was like doing so much engineering for people and songwriting for people, it really came to a point where I wanted to spend time on my music. And so this past 10 months with Wonderwild Records, who I'm signed to,
Hmm.
they took interest in me and saw some of the work that I've done. And really I'm making that full, just like gung ho, like just going for it as an artist, kind of like engineer, uh, from engineered cat, and now I'm going to singer. So it's kind of like that.
How is that transition? Is it difficult?
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's like I love to sing, and it's definitely, once you like kind of like zero in, that's really what it was. It was zeroing in, from this, in a way, to the artist route, and it was like it just feels right, because I love making music, and I love making music for myself. It's kind of
Hmm.
hard writing songs and that you love so much and giving it to other people when like, oh my gosh, like what, oh, I should have kept that. And so
Right.
I was able to be selfish for a second, and just be like, you know what, like this is what I want to do, and these songs, I feel really good about these songs, and I want people to just rock with me. So it was just a really like selfish, extremely amazing moment. And I felt
Yeah.
good. I felt good, being selfish.
You said this was
So yeah,
just about 10 months ago, right?
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what, 10 months ago, what happened where you decided, let's pursue an artist career?
So once I got signed, it was really just figuring out like what type of artist I wanted to be, with
Well, how did,
Wonderwild Records.
let's yeah, like tell me
So
about that, how that relationship formed first.
So literally, I had a mutual friend, that knew, So Mindy Gledhill is one of the, record label owners, and we had a mutual friend, and I think she came across me singing somehow online, and then she just took interest in like my vocals and everything. And anyways, my friend put us in a group text, and then it just kind of like took off from there. Like she took me out for ice cream, and the rest was history.
Wow. That was it. Out to ice cream, and it
Oh
was, let's sign you,
yeah,
let's do this, and from
yeah,
that
man.
moment forward, you were on the label.
Mhm, mhm.
Wow. And did they have
Yeah, pretty
any,
much, man.
have they had heard your songs before?
So I know that I heard some of my I don't know what she heard exactly, but like periodically I would post things online. So I don't know if
Okay.
if she heard if she heard me performing live, or if she heard me like just like like posting up a little cover song I decided to put on Instagram. Like it could have really been anything. But I
Okay.
did have some content on my Instagram page, and I think that's how she discovered me.
Okay. So then you sign, and then it's like, okay, we're in the midst of COVID at this point too, I'm sure, right? 10 months ago.
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
how do you start working on, because you have a song coming out on Friday, but you've also already have another couple songs out, correct?
Yeah, so the first song that I released under the label is called "Make You Mine." Before that,
Hmm.
is a song called "Just a Fling," but "Make
Yeah.
You Mine" is the first song that's going to be on the EP. So
Oh,
it's kind of
okay.
just been like, yeah, so it's kind of just been like an 8 week time span of like just dropping songs and just building a crowd, and just like the vision is really just to have a good time with the fans and the friends, and just
Sure.
everyone
So when do
and
you
the new
start
people I
writing the
meet.
record? Were the songs ready when you signed the deal, or did you start working on the EP right kind of after that?
So in terms of the songs, I had a bunch of songs. I've always had a catalog of songs because what I do for trade is I write for artists. So I had a bunch of
Oh,
songs,
okay.
and
So you're already
so
writing for, okay. I didn't realize that you were already writing cuts with other people.
yeah, 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 yeah. So that's what I
Okay.
was doing for a living, and so I had several. I had like maybe 12 that I felt good about. Once they signed me, I was like, oh, like well, let me send them these because these songs are not songs that I've given to anyone, and
Mhm.
they sound great on me. I feel like they sound great, and so I hope they like it. I hope they like it. So I sent it to them, and then it just kind of went from there.
Mhm.
So they
What was
chose
your
they chose five. They chose 5 out of the 12 because it's a 5 song EP.
And then do you start recording those, or were they already recorded and they just kind of adopted them? Like, how did that work?
Yeah, so it was a process because they were definitely in demo mode. So I
Mhm.
just demoed them, and then they like Mindy and Fawn, they gave their notes, like, hey, like we like this. Can you change this? Can you change this lyric? Can we add more percussion on this track? And so really, it was a process of refining the songs that fit my new brand. That's really what it
Okay.
was.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. And you just started releasing these songs. You got, like we just said, you have another one coming out on Friday.
Yeah. 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 So my Make You
What's the
Mine came
plan?
out
Is
in
it
October.
are you gonna start to like perform live? Like what is your, like what are the next steps with the record?
So Winnin comes out in 3 days. It comes out on Friday. So
Uh-huh.
that's like the next big thing. And that's actually the title of the EP. That's the title of the project. So
Hmm.
after that, I have another song coming out called Let 'Em Know. And so it's really just dropping records and then, like just seeing how people react to
Hmm.
it, and then we just turn up.
I like that. That's awesome. What was your first cut that you got with another artist, or like how'd you get, in a room with someone
Yeah.
to
So
pick up that part of your
I
career?
mean, just over time, just being in LA, and being fortunate, just like writing, keeping my head down and just writing, writing, writing. And I got lucky. I was able to work with a girl named Shahadi Wright Joseph, who
Hmm.
she actually played young Nala in co-starring with Beyonce in the new Lion King
Oh,
movie.
in the new Lion
Uh,
King film. Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah. And then she played uh, I forgot what her name is. I think it's Zora in the movie Us. She's like the little sister in the movie Us with Jordan Peele's Us.
Oh,
So she
okay.
had two number 1 movies within 6 months, and she's only I think she's 15 now. But I started writing for her when
Wow.
she was like 9, and so I wrote an original for her called "Skin I'm In," that Billboard premiered and everything. And so after that, like just a lot of good things started happening.
Mhm. Doors started opening once you got kind of get that first
Hmm.
one, right?
Yeah, like as you kind of like get fortunate and are I've been blessed just to get in different circles as I continue to put my head down and just scribble.
When you write a song, you said you had like 12 of them you sent over to the label. Were those songs that
Uh,
when you wrote them, you knew that you didn't want to try to pitch them?
well, they were songs that there were songs that I had pitched. I feel like I had pitched a couple songs,
Oh, okay.
but they were fresh songs. So it's kind of
Mhm.
like, you know, they both. I was sending these songs out to people that wanted the song, but at the same time, it was like that's just when I got signed. So I was like, oh, by the way, label, like here's some of the songs that I really like, and
Mhm.
so the label jumped on these ones quicker, you know. So we just kind of jumped on it, and they felt like me too. So, you know,
I
so
love
like
it.
I always like songs that I write, I always send out to people. Even if I don't have the intent of like giving it to them, if they
Mhm.
like it, then I can be like, okay, great. Well, let's write something that's like more catered to you, you know?
Mhm.
You know, so it's kind of like, you know, I didn't really have an intent with these songs to give them away just yet. Cause I was kind of just like wondering what if, you know, if the label would want to use them.
Sure. Sure. So, and then the record's coming out soon. It sounds like you have two songs coming out in the next few weeks.
Yeah, so I have one coming out in January,
Okay.
and then I got another one coming out in 3 days, and that's called Winning.
Okay. Tell me about Winning.
Yeah,
And that
I'm
one
so
has a feature
excited.
on it too, right?
Yeah, so that one features artist King Los. He was signed to RCA, signed to P Diddy, Bad Boy Records, and everything.
Mhm.
Um, so and I think he's unsigned right now. It was really just a crazy vibe in terms of Winning. I started writing the song in Los Angeles and finished it in Utah. You know, where I'm
Oh,
from.
okay.
So yeah, so it was like when I finished the record, I was already engineering sessions for King Los in Hollywood. And so we just kind of built a relationship where I felt comfortable to ask him, yo, man, like, I see your talent, would love to have you bless this record, you know, or I sent
Mhm.
him two records actually. I would love to have you on a song. And he chose Winning and he called it a
Okay.
hit too. He was,
Oh, that's
yeah, so
awesome.
he really liked the song a whole lot. And so that just made the process easy. And yeah, Winning is a club record and it's just like, you know, it's really just like for the people who got a winning mentality. You know, it's just for the winners out there.
I like it. I love it. And thank you so much for doing this today, having this conversation with me. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
I have another one more question for you. I want to know if you have any advice
Okay,
for aspiring artists.
so that's a good question. Um, I would say keep going. You know, keep doing your thing. Keep grinding. Soon enough, good things will happen for you, and you'll see the vision clearer. So don't stop.
Bringing it backward.